Well, Mark, obviously here at St George's Park, and you've been doing a lot of work with Dan and obviously Christy. How's it been going this week?
Yes, been really good. Facilities are magnificent here, so it's been nice to train on really good pitches, and we've had some good sessions, and obviously we've had the 2 games which have been vital. But yeah, it's been really good, and I'm happy where we are at the moment.
How have you tailored the sessions, given the fact that you obviously had 2 games of which both goalkeepers played 90? Was it something that you have to put a bit of work in because you got Monday, Thursday? It's not sort of early in the week, and then you got the rest of the week to.
Yeah, it's been good because obviously we come up Monday afternoon. We could do a little bit of work Monday afternoon just to obviously get the legs out from travelling and stuff like that. And obviously we train Tuesday morning anyway, so it was just a light session for Dan, but Christy done a little bit more extra. So, and obviously we trained with Christy Wednesday and done a little bit more, and then obviously he played. So and Dan had done a recovery session, but yeah, it's been good. And obviously the train today, both of them. So it's been good. It's been nice to have them together, and I can see him in different scenarios, and like the games have been good. So fingers crossed, everything's going all right at the moment.
Yeah, Christy kept a clean sheet against Stoke. Dan kept a clean sheet against Stoke, and obviously Christy. But unfortunately, the 2 goals you can see because they both had deflections. But overall, the assessment of those 90 minutes for the 2 keepers.
Yeah, Dan was more of a concentration thing. He didn't have loads to do, but what he done, obviously the 2 saves he made, he done obviously really well. But he was more playing out from the back and stuff like that, because obviously we had a bit more of the ball. But I was pleased about his concentration, because them games, they could be like, for instance, you're playing in League One and you're not having much to do, but you always have one thing to do, and you have to make sure you're fully concentrated, and he done that really well. Christy had a bit more of a tougher game, but yeah, the goals were, you could see he was there ready to make the save, and deflections are deflections. They either go for you or they don't go for you. But it was just good to see him talking and getting, obviously Dan coming in the building, getting used to playing with the lads and the way we want to play. So, but yeah, they've both done well.
Yeah, it's strange. You talk about the goalkeeper union. If you sign a goalkeeper during the summer, obviously you want to embed them quite quickly because you spend a lot of time together in terms of both off the pitch and on the pitch. He seems to have settled really quickly, and he's got the personality whereby he almost feels like he's been here for a lot longer than what he has.
Yeah, he's a good character. Like I said, we had him in a season and a half ago. He got recommended to us from Stoke. They come in for the week, and you can sort of judge their character over the week, and he played the game, and he looked really. Well, he's very comfortable with the ball at his feet. Yes, there's things to improve and stuff like that, but he's a good size, and that's one of the main things for us. I mean, good characters, and he's fitted in really well. Like I said, there's things to improve on, but that'll come, and obviously he's settled in and having banter with the lads. But yeah, I'm pleased with him at the moment. He's a nice lad as well, and that's half the battle.
Speaking to Christy, he was saying that when he joined the football club, he obviously knew a lot about you as a person who played a lot of games in the EFL and here at the football club as well. But what also attracted him was the fact that you were similar sort of size, because ultimately, if you've got a goalkeeping coach who's 6'5" and he's only 5'10", 11, then that's not going to be a replica of how training should be done. So has that sort of helped you as well, knowing what to expect from someone of that size?
Yeah, it's, I mean, obviously you have to tailor your sessions round each goalkeeper, but I think my views on goalie or goalkeeping is that you've got to get across your goal quick. You got to have quick feet, and obviously then it's the decision making of whether to catch or parry. So, and I generally base my training sessions on that, and it doesn't matter if you're 6'5", you can still learn them things and get across the goal. But I like Chris. I've known Christy, and I've obviously seen him for Exeter quite a few times, so I knew what I was getting. And obviously being away with England as well, when you train with England, you're not a bad goalkeeper, you know what I mean? So I was delighted that we could get him last year, and I think it's proved in the way he played last year. Obviously getting the Golden Glove winner, which is will be a great boost to his confidence for this year. And Dan's the same. Dan yes, he's a little bit taller, but he needs to. That's one of the improvements he needs. He can rely on his height a little bit more, but if he does quick feet and then rely, he can fill the goal a little bit more. You know what I mean? So that's why I generally tailor my goalkeeping sessions, and like Christy's got quick feet, and you know what I mean, and that gets him out of trouble a lot. So it's just generally basing that training sessions and which they take into the matches, and I think that Christy has learnt that last year, and you know what I mean, he's not, yes, he wants to work and work and work, but you need to sometimes strip it back and to say, if you do this, this will help you, and to be fair, we've done that really well towards the end of last year.
Yeah, obviously Christy Golden Dove were great for him, but it should reflect well on the coach as well, because ultimately you've helped him prepare for EFL football, and I listen, everyone at the football club is proud of Christy for his achievements, but you should be immensely proud of it.
Yeah, look, it's not about me. I train them and get them ready for the game, and it's one thing in the game that I let them get on with it, if you see what I mean. Yes, I'll be there if he wants to ask me questions, but it's always a positive. You know what I mean? He might go, oh, I could have done better. I said, don't worry about it. We'll look at it after the game or next week. So just concentrate on the next save could be the winning save, or the next clearance. You know what I mean? You do this, we could score a goal, and that's how I focus. I'm not too vocal with them during the game. Yes, I'll talk to them, like I said, but. It's not about me. I've had my career. It's down to they're on the pitch. You know what I mean? I want them to be successful, and I'm quite happy just being in the background.
Obviously, goalkeeping has changed, as I spoke to Christy, but one of the big things when you started, obviously, was shot stopper, claim, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Now, so much goes into what they can do with their feet, and both of them obviously good with their feet, which obviously helps. How much work and training do you do on that kind of thing, and how can you replicate a match day situation with their feet?
We do a lot. You can do warm-up practices and passing drills. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'll go to Robbo or Gaffer and say, "Oh, do you need the goalies for like a passing drill?" Or they go in the boxes. Sometimes I'll say yes. Sometimes I'll say no, depending on what work I want to do with them for the type of match we're going to play on a Saturday. So yes, they get involved with the lads, and in theory they are an extra centre half. You know what I mean? So yes, they've got to be good with the ball at the feet, and like I said, Christy and Dan are very comfortable, but it's quite easy because the way we want to play, and we do little practices and stuff like that. So I don't want to give too much away because people will watch this, but it's just I always try and implement something in the warm up with us, or sometimes, like I said, they go and do the boxes or pass and drill. Sometimes they're in the possessions as well. You know what I mean? Because obviously you have to be good with your feet now.
Yeah, and one goalkeeper who's obviously not here is Will Blackmore. He's obviously got a pro one-year development contract. He's played in some of the pre-season games back at home. What do you see in him?
He's a nice lad. He come from Leicester, and to be fair, I was a little bit gutted with him last year because he got an injury to his hip. So I think he's probably, I've said it to him, he's about 2 or 3 months behind where we want him to be, but you can see the potential. I mean, he's got great hands, he's very athletic, he's got a great kick on him, and the most important thing, he's a good character, you know what I mean? So yes, he needs to beef up, but he'll go out on loan and play games against men's football, and you know what I mean? That's the best way I learned. I went on loan when I was 17 and I got kicked to bits, you know what I mean? So it was the best thing that ever happened to me. So yeah, I've got high hopes for Will, as long as he keeps working hard and doesn't get carried away with himself. But to be fair, all the young ones at this club they're quite level-headed, so hopefully we should see some good things from Will.
And with Will, obviously you've got a good group there. 3 goalkeepers is probably a good number, isn't it, in terms of the workload you can create? Yeah,
definitely. And obviously we have the ones, the under-16s will come over as well. So we've got obviously 2 under-16s. So it's a good group at the moment. They're young, which is great. You know what I mean? It's a night they have a bit of banter between themselves, and they keep each other on the toes. You know what I mean? He won't rest on his laurels this year. You know what I mean? He's got Dan pushing him, and then Will be pushing Dan, and you know what I mean? Even if touch wood, no one will get injured. You know what I mean? The three of them will be a tight unit this year.
Christy actually mentioned that it really frustrates him when he sees the other keepers interacting with fans or picking water bottles up, because he is mentally tired after a game because he's fully focused for the whole 100%. And it's a weird thing to say, because you would expect all keepers to be like that, but it's a zone you have to kind of create for yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's yes, like when you walk out at the start of the game, you have a look around, and then first minute, because you've always got to be ready. It could be the 90th minute, it could be the 10th minute, it could be the first minute that you make a key save, keeps us in the game, or we win 3 points in the 90th minute. So you have to be switched on all the time. That was to the latter career, part of my career. That's the only thing that kept me going, because I concentrated all the time. But then after the game, I was like, I was tired. You know what I mean? That was the way it was. But probably had nothing to do in the game. But you can affect that by using your mouth, talking, and that's the thing that Chrissy's he's got a lot better this year. You can hear him in training, in the matches. Dan will need to start to produce that, but I think that will come when he's more comfortable around the lads. And to be fair, Will's starting to, he can do it when he was the youth team, but now he's stepped up into the...
He'll be more brave for
he's got to think, I'm not a youth team player anymore. I'm part of this team, and there's a reason why he's there, so he needs to start now opening his mouth and having a go at people if they're making mistakes in front of them. So, but them two, they'll get it. It will come the more they train and with the guys. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it is tough, because you have to be switched on all the time, and sometimes you can waver and look around, and all of a sudden you've got the ball coming towards you. So it is a major thing, concentration.
And just finally, I don't want to slag the manufacturers off. However, balls change so frequently, and as goalkeepers, you're the ones that are in the firing line more than others. Strikers are like, this is moving all over the show. But for a goalkeeper, you have to get used to the product that you're going to be playing with. And it sounds a stupid thing to say, but there's a major difference from year to year. Yeah,
obviously we come back 2 or 3 weeks earlier, so we was playing with like the FA Cup balls from last year, the old ones from Mitre, and then this week we've had the proper ones, and oh my God, there's so much movement in the ball. I think they're just making it harder for goalkeepers, because any little, if you kick the ball clean, it will just go like an arrow. But if you miss-hit it, the amount of movement is unbelievable, and I actually do feel sorry for the goalies this year. But you see it from the other end, they want more goals, and you know what I mean? So, but yeah, their balls this year, they're lively, put it like that.